Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is enjoying a wonderful weekend. Today I'm going to do a Dutch pour. I want it to be shimmery, so I'm going to be using mostly metallics. And if you guys want to fast forward past me mixing up these colors, I'm going to put a timestamp of when the painting actually begins. But I just thought that I would just go through this process with you before today's painting because I will be mixing up a couple of custom colors. The first one is going to be like a eggplant color. This was actually Liquitex bronze. That's going to be a standalone color. This is berry. It's metallic by Deco Art. Ooh, I gotta mix it up. I hadn't been in here in a minute. It's a little clumpy. So to this, I'm gonna add a tiny little bit of Liquitex Prussian blue, and this is an opaque color, so I'm going to be really careful with it. Hopefully I can get the color I want. And also I'll be adding some cobalt blue by Artist Loft. I hadn't tried to make this color in a minute, so hopefully I get the ratios correct and it comes out nice. The next color that I'll be using is a pearlized golden green by Master's Touch. And last but not least, I am using copper. I was trying to decide between Amsterdam and Deco Art Extreme Sheen, but since I wanted extra sparkly, I'm going to go with the copper. And the copper by Extreme Sheen. So I have one more cup. I like to use about 5 colors when I'm doing Dutch pours. And I hadn't decided what that's going to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these mixed up really quickly. And I'm not using any of my normal recipes for this painting. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I was running low on Floetrol, so my base, which is already mixed up, is still covering white by Creative Inspirations, but it's mostly water. I want to get into this one first just to see if it's going to come out the color that I want. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful, rich, metallic eggplant color. I'm going to get this mixed up and I'm going to add a little water to it because this is the consistency of my base. And as you can see, it is pretty thin. Slight trace there. But yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is get these colors mixed up and then I'll take a look at what they look like together just in the cups and decide on my 5th color. I'm thinking about using the interference color. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's perfect. Let's get into this bronze, which I haven't used in, probably a year or more. I used to use this all the time when I first started pouring. That's good. Add a little water to that. It is something therapeutic about mixing paint for pours. I think I want it a little bit more liquidy. Actually thinking I'm going to add some gold to that now that I'm looking at it. That's a little bit too. I'm going to add some gold to the bronze. Why not? Oh, that's a beautiful color. Okay. Now we're gonna leave the. I changed my mind. I am so indecisive, guys. I'm gonna leave that bronze just as it is, and I'm gonna end up using a little bit of ready to pour gold on top before I blow this out. So far this is looking gorgeous, and I think I've already decided on my final color. I think it's just going to be a iridescent pink. I have some iridescent paints that I'm trying to go ahead and use up that I bought from Amazon, and I'm not particularly crazy about them, but I don't want to not use them, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, this is going to be a gorgeous color palette with the purple, the pink, the green. So I'm going to add a tiny bit of the berry to the iridescent pink, and then we'll go ahead and get started with this pour. Last color, y'all. Little berry and red my pink. And this is the pink that I'll be using to go with this metallic berry. It's by Nick Pro. All right, and that'll do it. That's gorgeous too, but I want it a little bit lighter color than this. The contrast with the purple. Or complemented contrast, whatever. It's gonna be pretty. Yeah. That's that. Tiny bit of water. A little bit more. Uh-oh. A little bit in here. Okay. All right. So that should do it. Let's get our canvas on the table. We'll throw it out of the way. How do you guys like these colors? What do you think of this color palette? Let me know in the comments. All right. And we're going to be using a 16 by 20 inch canvas today. It's pretty tight, so no need to add any water to the back. Let's get the canvas flooded. That should be enough. Let's spread this. I'm just spreading it out first so that I can get the whole canvas covered. And then I'm going to give it a few spins and look at the paint to see if it is evenly distributed. And if it is, we'll go. If not, then I'll just tilt. Paint out the way so that won't go flying, making a mess. Okay, let's spin it a couple of times to get the paint where it's supposed to be. The other way. Okay, I'm gonna tilt down because I see I have like a kind of like bare spot right there. Why is that spot there? I want to try to get as much paint as possible off of the canvas before I lay my colors down, because that's the only way that I can make sure I keep the composition that I'm going for. If there's too much paint, it's going to spread out too much. So that's why I'm getting as much as possible of the paint off the canvas, which, yeah, there. And I'm just hoping that this base doesn't do anything crazy since it is mostly water. All right, now to the side, what are we going down with first? Um, in what direction? What do I want to do? I want to go here and then here, here. Yeah, we'll make like a Y. That's very thin, so I'm gonna drizzle right back over that as I go out. Okay. Here. Next, we're gonna use pearlized green. I hope I'm in frame. Should have checked. Okay, and next we're gonna go down with let's do the purple, our custom purple. Then copper. This is going to be bottom heavy. I'm just going to put a few drips down here. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Last up is the berry. Hmm. All right. Now, I'm thinking that I'm going to add a tiny bit of white just along the perimeter of my pour out to make sure it spreads out nicely. I don't want the colors to get caught. I want them to blend and spread out nicely. And since we didn't start with a whole bunch of paint on the canvas for our base, I just want to make sure that we have enough here. All right, let's blow her out. Oh, I almost forgot. I was going to add a tiny bit of ready to pour gold to this. So let me grab that. Give it a good shake. Not much. Don't need too much of this stuff. All right, that'll do. Here's the exciting part. Let's go. What fell in there? I saw that. What is that? Okie dokie. Came out gorgeous. I'm trying to figure out now if I want to run my finger through it in a couple of places. You guys, I don't know if you can see what I mean by that ready to pour gold, how I really didn't need too much of it, but it just has just the right amount of highlight shimmer. Um, yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot, guys, because I don't want to mess it up. Okay. Um, hmm. I want to take this up and out, but I don't think that's going to work. Let's go here a little bit. Go in. Hmm. Hmm. Something needs to happen right up in here. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to bring this in here and this down here. And yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see. Somebody needs to be here to tell me when to stop. um, hmm. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. This is it. One more. All right. That's it, guys. I'm going to clean up the edges and I'm going to bring you in so you can take a look at these gorgeous colors. What do you guys think? I think it's gorgeous. So, you know I'm going to have to do another one and change up how I layered. But yeah, this is pretty nice. I can pretty much see every color that we laid down. I don't think we lost anything. Except for maybe the bronze. I don't see a whole lot of that, but I did go down with it first. So my next pour with these colors, I will. It is so nice. It is so pretty. I will make sure to use the bronze somewhere in the middle. Amazing. So thanks so much for spending this time with me today, and be sure to come back on Tuesday to see how this dries. And if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. I hope you guys have a very beautiful evening, and I will see you later.